What is up, Tampa Bay? Happy Tuesday. It is Tampa Talk Tuesday. We are excited to be with y'all. It is another episode. I'm here with our amazing co-host. We're going to talk about some beaches. We're going to talk about some suburbs tonight. We want to know who our beach babies are. A lot of conversations recently about those who want to live on the beach versus those who want to live in the suburbs. So excited to get into that with you guys tonight. If you have never been on this live stream before, welcome. We appreciate you guys checking in with us. And we want you to be part of the conversation if you desire to. So make sure you ask your questions. Let us know where you're watching from. We love knowing where our viewers are watching from and making those personal connections. That's fantastic. But also whatever questions you have regarding the Tampa Bay area, whether that is the best places to eat, the best place to go see a game, or most importantly, how we can serve you best is to talk about what is happening in Tampa Bay. And that is our focus for the next hour here, or give or take, depending on how many great questions you guys have, because you usually have some outstanding ones. And I'm joined by my amazing co-host. We got some excellent rock stars with us tonight. I've got Mr. Dennis Paulette. What's up, Dennis? Good evening, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
What is up? My brother Dennis is up in Pasco County, along with Stacy. Well, technically, Stacy's hanging out with us in Pinellas County by the beaches right now. She is hiatus, so to speak, but we're joined by Miss Stacy Amy. Good evening, Stacy.
Good evening, everyone. I am testing out the beach life.
Absolutely. Love that. And we're going to get into that topic for sure. And then I've got Miss Marcia Railton with us this evening. She's also in Pinellas County with me. Love that.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, we're all a lot closer than we normally are tonight.
Absolutely. I love it. That's always a good one. We got Miss Desiree is in the house. Good evening, Desiree. It's always a pleasure to connect. Thank you for letting us know that you're with us. We got Derek chiming in locally here in Tampa. What is up, Derek? My man, hopefully you stayed dry last week. Man, it was a whirlwind last week with all the rain we got here locally in Tampa. Lots of flooding, just crazy stuff happening over the last 10 days, really. So hopefully you guys stayed dry over there, my man. Let us know if you guys are in the area. If you had any flooding, that would be amazing to share with us. Just let us know what areas you're in. Hopefully you stayed high and dry, my man. Hopefully that was the case. But welcome, y'all. Happy to connect with you guys. The topic this evening that we're going to be discussing is, are you a beach baby? If you're considering moving to the area, if you live locally, what brought you here, right? Like, are you a beach baby, or are you hey, I got to have new out in the suburbs because I really like that type of lifestyle? And I'm excited to get in this topic because it's something that we have often, right? We take a lot of questions regarding, hey, what's life like on the beach? Your concerns that you have around that, hurricanes and flooding and things like that. We talk a lot about those on our calls with clients, and they're great questions. They're great questions and well deserved. There's some challenges that come along with living on the beach for sure. But the trade-off we usually find is about budget. And the other thing that we usually find that drives that conversation is like the amenities, right? The amenities. And, if you've ever owned an old home before, shout out to my people who have owned old homes, Stacy, in the room here. I have lived in some very old real estate. My first home I bought was built in the 40s. So I know that there can be some challenges but the very first home I remember living in was actually built in the turn of the century in Detroit. And man, did that house have some problems, right? It had some problems, asbestos in it. And it was built well. It was built really well, but it definitely didn't have all the amenities that we have now with the new properties that we grow up with, right? So different set of problems entirely. And, the idea of living on or near the beach is incredible. But it has its challenges. It has some limitations in terms of expense and those types of things too. But really the biggest difference we see between living in the suburbs typically and living on or near the beach is the cost associated. So there's two things I think I want to point out here as we kind of talk through this. As an example, if the money was equal and you bought a brand new home out in Wesley Chapel, as an example, you could probably get about a 2,200 square foot home 4-bedroom, 2.5 or a 3 full bath with a 2-car garage out west in Chapel for $500,000. That same $500,000 on or near, well, you're not going to get on the beach, but near the beach is going to get you a home that is 60 plus years old, 60 to 70 years old, and about 1,000 square foot less on average. Did you say that's fair, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely will not have 10-foot or 11-foot ceilings. It will most likely not come with, you know, new windows and all the modern accoutrements. Ooh, I use that word. That's fancy. I feel proud of myself. The modern amenities, right? Like the homes tend to be a lot older. So these are some of the things that kind of separate, you know, that homeowner right away. And, you know, because you're limited, right? Like some of us really want, you know, just new, the way it feels. We like the high ceilings, and I'm a huge fan. I love an 11-foot ceiling. I think it's like, you just feel so much more open. I love all the windows. There's something about that. However, you know, especially like 100-year-old homes, there's so much character in properties like that. But that character comes with some responsibility. So you're kind of trading this on and off. Now, I'll share this with you guys, and let me know if this is who you are too. Like me and my families, we're beach babies, man. That was our story. That's how we got here. You know, we decided that we would sacrifice all the modern amenities, having communities with pools and parks and dog parks and all the things. Like in our own community, we decided we would sacrifice that to be near the beach. Now, that may not be the right or best decision for you, but that's just what we decided to do. That because we really wanted to be by the beach, and we feel so fortunate. Kate literally runs or walks to the beach regularly, 3 to 5 times a week. You know, so like she really takes advantage of that. We go down for sunsets. It's part of our lifestyle, was that component of making the move, you know, to the area we want to be near the beach. But like I said, that's not for everybody. It comes with its challenges, storms, and those types of things too. So I really want to get in the weeds on this today. If you're just chiming in with us, our topic today is by the beach or new in the suburbs, because that's what you typically see in terms of how people approach moving to the Tampa Bay area or living in the Tampa Bay area. And we'd love to have that conversation with you. If you're just joining us, let us know where you're watching from. This is a community. We love having conversations with you guys, checking in on what's going on over there. We always have some awesome people that chime in here. What's up, Carly? Good evening. Good to see you. It's always great. Yeah, it's always great to connect with people and then have them you know, just be part of the community. So we were blessed enough to meet with Carly and had a wonderful conversation with her. So awesome to make that connection. Kevin, what is up, my brother? Shout out to Lakeland. Kevin is always sending me cool emails with like new news articles and stuff like that. So shout out to you, Kevin. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. Keep sending those my way, brother. Always like that. I love that. And Desiree says about the old homes. Old homes have lots of charm. Yeah, I said character. I agree. Charm is a great word, but they come with lots of expensive projects. Shout out to that. That is absolutely true. I'd rather live in the burbs and drive to the beach on the weekend. See what I'm talking about, y'all? There's the two in me. Like, it just seems that's the way it works. And I love that. Desiree, thank you for sharing that with us. I think that's fantastic. Kevin says, I did another interview. This time it was with Parker Street Ministries in Lakeland, Florida. Awesome, Kevin. Let us know how that goes, man. Love to hear that. Miss Denise is in the house. What is up? What's up, Wesley Chapel?
That sounds like just yesterday we were talking about it was going to be a while before she moved, and now they're here.
Yeah. Shout out to that new fancy house up in Wesley Chapel. That's exciting. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it when it's finished, when it's got your touches on. I'm excited to see that. So looking forward.
We've all asked to be invited back to her house. And I asked to come back when it was done too.
That's right. You better get that grill ready. Get ready. We're coming, man. We're coming. I'll buy the food. That's fine. I'm fine. Somebody else is cooking. I'll buy the food every time. I'm here for it. Let's roll. I love that. Desiree says, good luck, Kevin, with the interview. Absolutely. Zach, hi, everyone. What's up, Zach?
Hi, Zach.
Zach is checking in from Boston, Massachusetts. What is up, Boston? Let's go. Let's go. Mr. Vlad's in the house with the giant. Let's go. My man. Love it. Awesome. Hi, Tom from Chicago. What part of Tampa Bay would be similar to Winter Park? Oh, that's a good question. Let me pull that aside for I will answer that, Tom. So little side note on that. I definitely will get back to that at some point. That's a really good question. Okay. Let's see here. Carly says, hoping to hear about Vita's Way this week, and then I'll have y'all come by and see our house in a couple weeks. Okay, cool. I know you're waiting on those prices out in Vita's Way. She is ready, dialed in, and ready to go. Love it.
I think I received an email this week. They're having an information session, I believe next week. I registered for it, so maybe 2 weeks out. I'll have to look at my calendar. But yeah.
We'll get you some insights over there. And I know Carly's ready. She's dialed in. She's a planner. She's ready to go. She's ready to go. Love it. Good evening, Lindsay. Shout out to Allen Park, Michigan. Way back. I love that. She's my people. What do you say? Coffee, brisket, Denise, my people. my people. Carly said, really? Didn't get the email on it. Yeah. Stacy does have, she's got a little bit of pull here. So she's got a little network she's been hanging out with. These guys been working that really hard. I love that. Well, we're going to get into some of that stuff too tonight. I know Stacy's got some topics she wants to cover. One of them's pretty interesting. I definitely want to touch on that as well, because I think it's important for our people to know. And I think this is a great segue into the differences between new construction and some of the challenges that we have in these newer communities that are just growing like crazy versus, the more established areas. So I think that this is a great segue. Stacy, are you prepared to talk? Because I don't have a link to it, but are you prepared to talk about the increase, the school impact fees?
Yeah. Pasco County Board of County Commissions voted to increase school impact fees. So it is going to change all the newly permitted single family homes, multifamily homes, and mobile homes. So the impact fee for a single family currently is $8,328. And starting January 2025, that is going to increase $1,000 a year through 2028. So it'll eventually be $12,328. So those fees are going to be passed on to the developer. And then, of course, we're assuming the developer will somehow pass that on to homeowners.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to get to is like let's clear this, make sure we share it loud and clear. I know this might be a little bit small for everybody, so bear with me. Try to make this a little bit bigger. But a school impact fee is literally what it sounds like. So I want to set this up, make sure we have clarity on this, Stacy. It is as the county grows, right, there are demands on the school district. Okay. So we've had so many people moved, like literally tens of thousands of people move to Pasco County over the last 3 to 4 years. Right. Well, they have brought their kids, or they're having them now, and that is going to require more schools for education. And the county gets challenged with how do we deal with the necessary revenue shortfall that we're going to have without killing everyone on taxes, right? That is really what they're trying to get to, and forgive the word there, but if you're a resident in Pasco County or Hillsborough County, where Tampa is, or Manatee, where Marcia is, or Pinellas, where I am, right? If you have a tremendous influx of people that move into the area because of development, you don't necessarily want to be slapped with a giant bill to build a new school because all these people moved in. You were already here. You're already living here, right? So this is the challenge of the beautiful part of growth is it brings more opportunity and it brings more money to your local economy. The dark side of those challenges are you need more infrastructure, right? You have to deal with the more people using your civil services, including school. And I'm hitting this pretty hard because these impact fees are the way that they get passed through. They're either paid in the form of taxes to you and I as the resident, or they have to be paid by the developer, which is everybody's, like, that's our preferred method, right? We'd rather it gets passed on to the developer, but we all know what that really means. right? The developer is not going to eat that cost just every single year because it was passed on. They're going to pay it because they want to make money. But we all know, just like every other cost of goods that go up, that gets passed to us. Now, Stacy, I'm looking for clarity on this. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm reading this right. This is not an annual increase. You're not paying the bill 4 times, because that's the way I thought I heard you say that. You're paying it 1 time, but it is increasing for all the way through 2028, $1,000 a year.
Right.
Right. So
did I say month? I meant year.
No, it's fine. I'm looking for clarity there, just for anybody watching this later. No, you're not going to be hit 8,000 this year, 9,300 next year. Right. That's not what that's saying. No. If you move,
increase.
Yeah, correct. And it's annual, and it's only 1 time. And again, the developer's paying this up front, but just again, assume that that cost is going to get passed along in some way, shape, or form. But why this is a positive is because this is what's going to help build the schools, right? They just bought. There was on the Hillsborough side in Two Rivers community. Stacy, the developer just paid, I think, $8.1 million. I'll track down the article, guys, and put it in the resources after our show here. The developer just had to spend $8.1 million on the land for the schools out there. They bought it from the county for the schools. So that's a win, right, in terms of what's going on out there. But that was on the Hillsborough side, just so you know, because Two Rivers is a community that parties both Pasco County and Hillsborough. It's literally on the county-state line, or the county line road there. So, okay, this is awesome. I think this is great. Again, we need more schools. If this is how we have to pay for it, just know if you're coming in, you're going to be contributing to your child's education or the greater good. Whether you have kids or not, this is just part of the process of building those new schools, because we need them. And it keeps the burden off the current residents in terms of higher taxes, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of Two Rivers.
Sorry, I attached a picture of all the schools that were planned.
Nice.
Pasco County.
Why did that not show up on your sheet? Oh, yeah, there you go. Because it wasn't on the sheet. It was in the email. Okay, yeah, let me pop that up really quick. This is going to be hard for everybody to see, but let's see if we can make it happen. So vacant properties. Here we go. Vacant properties and future conveyances. So these are all new. What's the difference? Oh, vacant versus planned. Okay. So the planned is already in the works, and the vacant owned properties are owned by the county there. Yep, Two Rivers. There you go. So that's the one that's up there. Okay, cool. That's a great share.
Yeah, there's also one in Murata. There's going to be 2 schools up there, and that's Murata area. I found that on Facebook. I thought that was a good snapshot of.
Yeah, it's not coming through real well. Okay, but that's in Murata specifically there, Stacey. It isn't coming through real well. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's Murata.
Understood. Awesome. And speaking of Two Rivers, you had something else planned up there for us as well, right?
Yeah, MI announced that they are open and are selling lots. Their little village is called Shortgrass. So they're going to have 3 home sites there. Sizes, it's going to be 50 feet wide, 60 feet wide, and 65 feet wide. They're going to have 11 floor plans, and it's going to start in the mid 500s.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to be tough to stay under 700, to be quite honest.
Yep. That's what I was going to ask. What's the real truth?
Yeah.
Starting from is one thing. What does it actually cost? Thank you very much.
Right. Yeah, because I feel like their home site premiums, everyone over there has a pretty high premium on their home sites.
What are you seeing right now?
Over there?
Yeah.
Like at least 60 plus on their home sites.
60? 60?
60.
There you go. So home sites starting, she's seeing $60,000 for home sites. So remember that price you see here is starting only, and then you're going to add another $60,000 for the lot premium, and then whatever the upgrades or amenities that you add to the property specifically will be on top of that too. So you said 750, 650. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, once you start doing your upgrades, it's on average at least $100,000. because, you know, there's every little thing's an upgrade, every outlet, every.
You want a lock on your door, it's an upgrade.
That's right. I mean, everything.
If you want
I
an
mean,
air filter, it's an upgrade.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
great to be able to pick all those things, but it does come with a price.
Yeah. So just be aware of that, y'all. That's going to be, you know, if you're looking for new construction, there are builders that include, you know, as an out the door price. Those are what we refer to as the production builders. You know, they're building a, you know, only a few models, and they kind of, I won't say run and gun, but they're moving through them pretty quick, and they don't give you a whole lot, if any, options at all outside of maybe your lots. When you get into the semi-custom world, and that's what we refer to it like this tier 2 area here, this definitely, you know, you're going to have usually roughly around 15 to 20% in additional expenses on top of that base price. That's what we see pretty normally. You just kind of keep that in mind if that's something that's important to you, just looking at these elevations. Okay, cool. But
Stacy, how many homes did you say they were building, that builder?
They have 11 different floor plans.
How many home sites do they have?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 11 plans there. Okay, cool. All right, that's good stuff. What else you got going on up in Pasco, Stacy? Up in the burbs.
Well, Kohl's is getting ready to open here in Wesley Chapel. I'm excited.
Did you just say that out loud?
Yes. Yes, I am. If you're from up north and you shopped at Kohl's, Wesley Chapel, there wasn't one close. So I'm real excited about that.
Oh my God. I thought Kohl's went bankrupt.
No, I love Kohl's.
Is there still
Kohl's is a great place. You know what Kohl's is good for? You can take your Amazon packages back to Kohl's instead of sending them in the mail.
Oh my goodness, dude. Kohl's. Is that right next to JCPenney's?
I shopped there when my kids were little, so I don't have little kids anymore. So maybe I won't think it's as great as I used to, but definitely miss it.
Better get your Kohl's cash. I'm sure you got some in your purse somewhere.
I'm always like, dang it, not the Kohl's cash. I gotta come back.
Those guys make receipts as long as CVS.
They do. So that's
pages and pages.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they're supposed to open sometime in September. Even though I drove by there, it looks like they're already open, but it could be they're training employees. But
all right. What else you got?
So a Swig Drinks is opening up in the outlet area, which I've never heard of before. Have you guys heard of that?
No. What is
No.
this?
It's like a drive-through soda place.
Contacts.
Have
Wow.
dirty sodas, refreshers, and energy drinks.
What are dirty sodas when they mix different sodas together?
Guess dirty Dr. Pepper. I don't know.
Diet Dr. Pepper plus coconut. Create your own dirty soda. Soda plus flavor plus fruits and creams. So you just like, you're making a whole bunch. It's got a bunch of stuff in it, right? So that Dr. Spice, it seems like Dr. Pepper is part of this thing. All right, Revivers. Create your own Reviver energy plus flavors and fruits. Half and half. This one's got milk in it and lime and coconut. Okay, all kinds of stuff in here, Stacy.
Yep. So I thought that was something different.
It is different. I've never been here.
Very different, I would say.
We had we went to like this smoothie place when we were in Hawaii, and it literally had like, they took like a quarter of a mango and like chunked it up and put it in there. It was interesting because you had one of those big thick straws like you do when you get boba tea, and it was like it's just a weird experience, like because it was kind of liquidy, but I was also getting like chunks of mango in my mouth. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. It was delicious. The mango was fresh, like, but it was weird. It was definitely
come through a straw. It seems like it'd give you a spoon instead.
It was a little bit different, to say the least. A little bit different, but that's cool. That's a good share. What else you got?
Yep. And we got a Shake Shack coming to the outlet malls as well.
Yeah, now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to a Shake Shack.
They make really good burgers, actually. They do a good job.
We don't go out to eat like
I've never had one of their shakes, though. They've got refreshers, too. Refreshers is a thing, apparently.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm talking about. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Onion straws, double decker like that. I'm here for it, man. Let's go. All right, sorry, we got distracted. You know me. Somebody put food on the screen, I'm in trouble.
Especially if it's beef related.
That's right. No doubt, dude. No doubt. There is no joke on that. What we got here? Derek says, I prefer the burbs to avoid the potential flooding risk factor and to escape seasonal snowbird crowd. There you go. We didn't talk about the risk of snowbirds, so I think that is important. Shout out to Derek for bringing it up. The seasonal bird here in the state of Florida. Our state bird is not anything. It is not a snowbird, but it depends on what month you come, because that is definitely an arguable factor. But that's funny. Yeah, that's great, man. I love that. Zachary says, who needs new printers? What did I miss? Or like an ad. There must have been an ad that popped up for printers or something on one of the screens. Oh. Sorry, Zach, I missed it, bud. Yeah, exactly. I try not to print anything. He's
talking about my images that I sent you.
Oh, there you go. Hey, it happens, man. It happens. It's part of the deal. But hey, y'all, this is part of the conversation, right? So, I wanted to get back into this. Let me pull up the map here really quick, because we talk often, but I want to give context. A couple quick things, news and notes wise. Let me share this with y'all really quick while we're working our way over to the map. Is great news if you're in the market looking at things. Interest rates went down again. We are now at a 52-week low, y'all. This is the lowest mortgage rates have been in 52 weeks, which is incredible. 6.22%, which I know I would still love to see them lower, but that is a great place to start. I ain't mad at anybody for that. 6.22, as you can see here. The 30-year FHA is down to 5.7. Y'all, I know. And some of you are like, I got a 2.75. I'm never moving. I understand. But for the rest of us souls like me who bought last September at 7.125, that is really sexy. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting really excited. We're really close to refinancing. Y'all, if we refinance to 5.5, my mortgage is going to go down almost $800.
Whoa.
Isn't that amazing what a difference that makes? It's shocking to me.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? Holy cow, that's a huge move. So I'm bringing that up to you guys, the audience, because if you're somebody who bought at that 7.5, 8%, dude, they were 8.5 18 months ago. If you're someone who bought at that time, it is now time to start paying attention, right? And we'll do another live where we kind of work through the math on this, because I want to show people how to address this. When is a good time to refi? When do the numbers make sense for me? And I'm just one of those people. If you can lower your monthly payment by $400 or $500 a month, you should do it. Period. Right? But you want to work through the math. You want to understand how that affects the timeline of your loan, those types of things too. But I think this is important. So that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys, because that's great news. And I think the Federal Reserve is meeting next week, and I expect that we're going to see at least a 25% basis point dip. And mortgage rates could continue to go lower. So just keep your eye on that if that's something that you are paying attention to. Okay, cool. Now, what I want to do is bring out the map here a little bit, y'all, and show you what's going on here when we start talking about the difference between living in the burbs and living near the beaches, because I think this is important to note. The state of Florida is not all beautiful white sugar sand beaches, just so everybody knows. There are some areas that are full of mangroves and natural vegetation. You can see this whole area up here. Between Clearwater and Panama City Beach, it is pretty much like that the entire way up there. There will be little pockets of nice little beaches. Fred Howard Park is an example. Sunset Beach. What else, Dennis? What else is up there?
You got. It's hard. There's Hudson Beach, which isn't really a beach. It's kind of most of the stuff up here, we're kind of looking at a place to put in a boat.
Right.
And exactly. There is a different, I would say that there is a different kind of beauty in that area. So I'm not trying to knock it. It's different. It's not like beach. So when you say, are you a beach baby or are you a suburb person? Well, there's another kind of person who just likes kind of like that old Florida with the springs and the rivers and the vegetation and all of that. So think Tarzan kind of movies.
Yeah, Crystal
There's
Springs,
a lot of that.
Beautiful. Yeah, we're going to do more of that. this year, Dennis, like you and I are going to cover some of that stuff for the audience here and get a little bit deeper on that as well, guys. So know that that's coming. We're going to talk about that, but that's a good hour and a half north of Tampa.
Yeah, you're still traveling. So, but yeah, there's not a proper beach like you like to say. Anywhere north of probably, I would say Fred Howard is the closest like beach with sand.
Yep.
And then once you get north of that, which that's in Tarpon Springs, once you get north of that, you're kind of searching for them.
Exactly. And that's where
if I say them, all of the locals will kill me. So
so you need to get on our list. Then you become a local. That's how that works.
There you go.
Yeah. And I just want to kind of talk about this a little bit, like drive time wise, like what does it mean, to live in the area here? How does it feel, because you got areas like Riverview and Brandon. These are very popular areas. And these areas here were some of the original suburban sprawl areas. In the 70s and 80s, a lot of homes were built out there. And, a lot of people moved to these areas out of Tampa originally. They were living in these areas. And then areas like Fishhawk and Lithia, these areas have become really popular. Fishhawk Ranch has excellent schools, top-rated schools. It's a top-rated community, but it was built, in the late 90s and early 2000s. So the architecture kind of follows along with that. You have some of those. You got areas like Ruskin, Sun City Center, and Apollo Beach. The irony of Apollo Beach is there's no real beach there. Same thing. It's like these names can fake you out, but that's not what's actually going on there. The challenge with areas like this is there hasn't been a tremendous amount of investment of into infrastructure and commerce there. Like there's no Costco there. You still have to go up to Riverview and Brandon to do any real shopping and dining and those types of things too. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at areas like that. And then you move a little bit further south and you get areas like Parrish and North River Ranch, which is one of our favorite communities down here, but some nice stuff up there. And then as you head north, let me clear this up really quick. You head north, you get into areas like Wesley Chapel, Zephyr Hills, which is growing like crazy. That's where Two Rivers is, that community we just discussed. You got, areas like Port Richey, Holiday, Trinity, Odessa, Land O'Lakes. This Pasco County has become extremely popular. And then when we talk about our beach babies, most of us live in this region here, all the way down through Marcia and Siesta Key. And, this goes all the way south through Cape Coral and Naples. Man, it's white sugar sand, beautiful areas here, but areas like St. Pete, which are known for its incredible beach, St. Pete Beach, and St. Petersburg, which is a whole vibe. If you've never been downtown St. Pete, you are missing out. Areas like Treasure Island, Madeira Beach, Indian Rocks Beach, Bel Air, and then Clearwater, which is, of course, one of the most popular beaches in America. These are all wonderful areas to discover and check out if you're a beach baby. And as we head further south towards that Bradenton, Sarasota area, which is Marcia's backyard, you've got Anna Maria Island, which is, that's a stunning beach. If you've never been there, it's incredible. Areas like Longboat Key, Siesta Key, Lido Beach. These areas here are some of the best beaches in America, y'all. St. Pete Beach, Madeira Beach, Clearwater Beach, Anna Maria, Siesta. These beaches have been ranked as the best beach in the country. And we are spoiled rotten when it comes to that style of living. But it does come with its challenges, as you guys saw in the chat there. If you're local, you guys know, you living in these areas, you can have some real challenges. St. Pete, there's a lot of areas that flood. I love Gulfport. It's one of those really niche communities, lots of art, good food, great place. Everything floods every time it rains. You know what I mean? Like it's tough to deal with. Stacy, how long have you been down in St. Pete Beach right now?
8 days.
8 days. Okay. We haven't got any real rain yet. We have, right? When you got down there, it was raining pretty heavy, right?
Yeah, we got some big storms. I mean, it was loud too. I was like,
let's say, how did it make you feel, right? With the thunder and the lightning, y'all, the thunder and lightning it's so different than other areas.
It was very intense. It was like right over you. Like every time, like the wall would rattle. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Welcome to the beach. That's how we roll down here. That's how we roll down here. You need a surfboard and a helmet.
Yeah. But I didn't see any flooding. But I didn't exactly go out and drive around afterwards either.
Okay, that's good. So this is something to be really pay attention to. I want to show you guys another resource that we go to all the time. It's the Pinellas County evacuation map, and the hurricane evacuation map. And I love this as a tool because what this really does is it shows you where the highest risk of flooding is. So if you're considering moving to the area, everybody's like, that thing is all red. Yeah, it pretty much is. But there are areas, and this is what it's important to recognize here. The way this map works is it shows you your hurricane evacuation zone. And if there's ever a scare or a hurricane that comes through, they evacuate us in zones. The reason they do that is so we don't all pile up on the highway at the same time and everybody's in trouble. So what they do is they start asking people to leave or make it a mandatory evacuation depending on the danger of the storm threat specifically. And they start calling us out by zone. So typically zone A will go first because that's the one that's the highest risk. So they'll ask people in zone A to leave first, then they'll ask them in zone B to leave, et cetera, so forth, so on. And the thing when you look on this map, if you look at it, the beige area here, or gray, whatever color you guys want to call that, that is a non-flood zone or a non-evacuation zone. And most of the properties that you'll find in those areas will most likely be non-flood zone as well. Why is that important? Well, if you're considering buying a home in the area, those are homes that are most likely not going to require flood insurance, which is going to dramatically reduce your insurance cost annually. All right. So just keep that in mind if you're looking in Pinellas County. And if you notice, you can actually get pretty close to the water here. You know, this map here is taking you less than 3/4 of a mile from the beach, which is pretty insane. Buying a home in the area, those are homes that are most likely not. That's very interesting to kind of work through. So I love looking at this map and kind of getting a handle on it. The middle of St. Petersburg, if you look, well, never turned it that way. The middle of St. Petersburg also gives you some flexibility. And on the west end of downtown, into that Grand Central District as well, there's a good opportunity. Areas like historic Kenwood, those are pretty much out of that area. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember exactly where that line is, but similar to that area. And the closer you get to the bay or the beach, you're obviously going to have some challenges. But y'all can see all the barrier islands are bright red. You know, and people look at this and like, how in the world, why do people do that? Well, they do that because it's their dream. And I think it's important. I think it's important for people to recognize, or for us to recognize that, like, you know, people will do things based upon what their goals, hopes, and dreams are. I know I have. That's how we ended up here, and I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean? But it definitely doesn't come without its challenges and its frustrations from time to time. You know, but the thing I want you guys to know is, like, people do this, and there's risk involved, but there's also joy that comes from it. And I'll just share this one thing as I talk about this, because it's not for everyone. You know, you might be somebody who loves the burbs, and that's okay. You can drive to the beach, right? Wesley Chapel's an hour and 10 minutes, right? Riverview, Brandon, an hour. If you, on a good day, you might make it in 50 minutes, but you're looking at an hour. You know, if you look at areas like Parrish, you can be to the beach in 35 minutes. There are ways that you can get new and properties that don't put you at nearly as high as risk as living in Pinellas County, as an example. But there are people who love living here, just like ourselves, and we're willing to take those risks. I don't love the fact that that's a possibility, but I'm also a pragmatist, right? Like, I look at it and go, okay, this is the cost of living here. My insurance is going to be higher, right? But my lifestyle is going to be incredible for us, but that's not for everybody. So I wanted to hit that topic hard tonight because we often get asked this question, and sometimes our eyes can overwhelm, or our emotions can overwhelm us before we've actually went and done the homework. So for us in our team, the way we approach it with our clients who aren't familiar with living on the coast is we really try to help give them all the information they need to make qualified decisions. And also we try to get you guys to a place where you don't have to have flood insurance, and, you know, you're buying a block home versus a stick home. But there are people who want to live in St. Pete in an old historic home in a flood zone, and that's okay. That is, they get to do that. As long as you've got the resources to make that happen, that's okay, right? And there are people who love owning waterfront property, and, you know, and it's not for everybody, but it is for some. And, you know, people love coming and visiting our beaches, but that doesn't mean everybody wants to live there. You know, so we have pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages on all of these things. I love the fact that we have it as an option. I came here because of this. We were drawn to the beach, right? So it's just been an incredible opportunity to grow our family here and really build a life that we absolutely love. So thank you for allowing me to share with that. Y'all, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the beaches versus the burbs tonight. We went up to Pasco County. We looked at some new development up there in Two Rivers. We talked about what's happening there with the school impact fee. We're talking about the beaches and the hurricane evacuation map, which you're looking at now. I just did a hurricane and flood video this past weekend. If you didn't see that already, go check that out. We go into pretty intensive detail about these types of things. But I wanted to connect with you guys because you all talk to all of our clients, right? I'm on all these Zoom calls with our clients who are looking to relocate or considering that, and you guys are on those calls with me. And then you're out there as boots on the ground serving these people, moving into these communities. What do you guys see when the rubber hits the road? When I mean, like when they get on the ground, they've got one thing in their mind, and then they're confronted with the older real estate versus the newer real estate. What are you guys seeing on average? And I think I'll go to Marcia first, because Marcia has a unique perspective on this a little bit, I think, because she lives off the water. She lives off the Manatee River. She owns a home here in Pinellas County, just probably a half mile away from me, close to the beach as well, where she's at right now. And she serves clients, from Manatee through St. Petersburg up into Safety Harbor, and she's even helped us in Dade City before Stacy was on the team. So, Marcia, I'd love to get your perspective first, in terms of what you see with people, the questions they have, the concerns they have.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that lately, actually, because, we meet so many people that want many different things. And I think personally, a lot of it is a connection to their past. So like, I had a gentleman fly in today to come to his inspection for a home here in Indian Rocks. And he's always dreamt of having a home here because this is where his family vacationed.
Yep.
Or I think a lot of it has to do with their upbringing. Like if they came to Bradenton and, they had an aunt that took them to Anna Maria Island and all that, they keep that memory in their head for years and years. And that's where they want to go when, because a lot of the people that I work with are either buying a second home or a retirement home, and they want that connection. And I think that's so cool. It was really cool today because during the inspection, the seller came home early. She thought it was supposed to end much earlier. So it was an elderly woman. She came home with groceries. So when we told her it was going to be like another hour, she's, announced that she had a car full of groceries. So we helped her haul them in. The buyer met the seller, and it was such a cool experience. Unfortunately, we don't get to do that very often, especially nowadays when the buyer and seller don't even meet at the closing. So they both cried when we met each other and talked to each other and told how special the purchase was. The woman's husband had passed away, so it's very emotional for her. So it was so cool today. I was so happy to be a part of that. And again, I think people make that decision on where they're going to live. The people I'm working with that are retiring or buying a second home, they're making that selection based on experiences from their life as they were younger. So that was my critique on that.
I love that. And thanks for sharing that story too. Yeah, we met with that family, last week, 10 days ago, maybe, right before I went to Dallas for our trip last week. And they were wonderful. They're from the Chicagoland area and have been coming down here for forever. And they knew the area, man. When they reached out to me, they're like, they knew exactly what was going on. And it was fun for me because there's very few times when I actually am able to interact with a client that way, that has a handle the way that they did. And it was fun. And they basically knew where I lived because of the things I talk about. Right. Yeah. And that was such a cool experience, to be able to serve someone who was going through that. So, and again, the beach is one thing, but there are people that go to areas like Wesley Chapel or Spring Hill because of those same exact reasons, right? Bradenton and Sarasota. You know, when I go to the Bradenton in the spring and the Pirates are down there with spring training, I mean, it's a bunch of people from Pittsburgh, right? In Pennsylvania, like it's just crazy down there, you know? So it's fun to see those experiences. And, you know, quite often, you know, we do see more younger families tend to gravitate to areas like Wesley Chapel because of affordability is one thing. Wesley Chapel's not cheap, but it does offer some affordability that other places don't. The quality of the education in Pasco County in general, I think, is another huge draw. The amenities, of course, are incredible up in that Land O'Lakes, Wesley Chapel area, and that's a big draw. But honestly, you know, it's hard to live by the beach with a young family unless you've got a big income. You know, so that's why people ultimately make that decision. And when you look at areas like Wesley Chapel, right, Stacy, I mean, you can buy a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house that's 2,000 square feet out there for $450,000 to $500,000. That goes a long way. And I know that's not cheap, y'all. I'm not here saying that that's free money, but in terms of that's right in line with the median house price in the United States. You know, and then again, you come where in my neighborhood, for a 2-2 that is 1,300 or 1,400 square feet, they're selling $550. It's got a pool. They can get almost $600,000. You know, most young families aren't in that game yet, right? So that's just why we see that. So we tend to see a little bit more established families. You know, it's kind of like that move up. Maybe they're moving from Wesley Chapel and finally going to get near the beach. That's one client that we see who lives in the area. And then there's the clients just like Marcia serving now who like they get to, you know, it's an awesome time for them. And they built their whole life around having that opportunity one day. So we're grateful to serve. And I love serving that client too. So I know Marcia and I both really enjoy, you know, all of our experiences with clients, but it is fun to serve people that are like, they're so excited about their dream. You know, we've all had that opportunity, and Dennis is working with clients that are doing the same thing right now. You know, moving down from the Midwest, and I know Stacy's done a bunch. And y'all, Dennis is the only one that's from here. You know,
and I never go to the beach.
Yeah, locals, man, I'll tell you, right? Like, yeah.
I was gonna say too. I think Juan. I think part of it has to do with the time currency too. Like, when you're in that stage of life where you have younger kids and you have your job still and you have all of those other things that are on top of not even thinking about the financial thing, it's a little bit easier to live in the suburbs and know, okay, I know there's going to be good education. I know there's going to be family related stuff. I know I'm not going to have to drive 40 minutes to get to the Costco or the Kohl's. I know those things are right close by. And so I'll go to the beach, you know, 3 times in the summertime or even once a month, and I'll make that an actual planned trip, you know. But I'm still like, we were just on that call, I think it was yesterday or the day before. People are like, yeah, even if we're an hour from the beach, we're still 15 hours closer to the beach than we are right now, or whatever they said, right? Like, it's like, if I can get to where I'm within 1 hour of the beach, I'm still good, because I know that I'm going to have to plan it anyway because of the stage of life that I'm in with my kids and all of the other stuff. So it's not just a financial decision. Sometimes I think it's hey, let's think about our time currency that we have as well.
Yep. Yeah, that was a great comment that they made too. I loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was really good. And you know, some of the best beach areas too, like it's just really about your lifestyle. People often ask, like, what's the best beach to live on? Well, the best beach to live on is the best beach to live on for you. And we really need to ask good questions. You know, it's easy to look at things in a brochure or online and be like, well, that's the best, so I want it. But it may not fit your lifestyle at all, period. And whether that's the beach or the burbs, right, y'all? Like that translates across all spectrums there. So, you know, what is the most important thing to you in where you are in your current life cycle and into the future? Because remember, real estate is not easy to turn over, right? You don't want to make a mistake. I tell people this all the time when we're on those calls. You know, I'm blessed enough to have been in this business for 12 years, and I've never had a client have to move twice. And I always tell them, I'm not going to let you be the first. I'm not going to let you ruin that streak, right? And that's a blessing for both of us. Like, that's a good thing. You want that kind of detail. And the reason that happens is because we pay attention. We ask questions about your lifestyle outside of the house, right? The 4 walls and a roof, we can get you that anywhere in America, y'all. That's not difficult. The difficult part is finding the community that actually makes you feel like home, that gets you excited to get into the community, living outside of that house. How are the kids going to be in it? These are the important things that really drive your experience and your overall quality of life. And that's why we are so focused on that on our calls. So that's a huge, important thing for us. So excited to share those calls with you guys. If you're wondering how you get on one of those Zoom calls, if you go in the description down below in YouTube, you'll see all of our contact info. I've been terrible tonight. I forgot to run the banner. Also, that banner is now running across the screen there. You can see the direct line to my phone, as well as just go to the website. You can schedule a Zoom call with me and the team directly. Happy to make those connections with you guys and make sure that you're getting served the way that you want and or need to be. Tampa's not for everybody, right? That's the thing to be aware of. Florida's not for everyone. Tampa's not for everybody, but we really do focus on making sure you find that out before you make a mistake. And once you've decided that this is going to be your home, we become your guide and make sure that you don't step on any landmines. And I just love serving. So we're grateful for the opportunity. Thank you guys very much for all that. We appreciate it. We got more questions, y'all. Mr. Campbell's in the house. Brian? Brian says, does Marcia go ahead, Marcia. Take the question.
Hey, Brian. Does Marcia know what would be the best restaurant for new residents of the parish area? Also, best pizza.
Yes, the P question. That's why I wanted to hand it over.
Pizza. I'm an expert on that. And I would say 60 East. It's right outside the Ellington Mall, has awesome pizzas, and it also happens to be a martini bar. So if you like martinis, you can have pizza and a martini. That's my favorite restaurant in Parish. Juan and I, do you remember the name of that restaurant you and I went to? Was it Grayson's or Gray?
Oh yeah, Grayson's in Parish. Yeah,
it's
nice.
actually in Palmetto.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Grayson's Bar and Grill. And there's a brewery right next door to it that I haven't eaten at, but every time I go by there, it looks packed. So it must be popular. And I don't think it's open yet, but Liquid Brewing is coming to Parish. And if you've been to the one in Lakewood Ranch, their food is awesome and their beer is pretty good as well. So that would be my suggestions. And Brian, I've talked to Debbie and we plan on getting together soon. So we'll have to meet at one of those restaurants. So that's my talk on restaurants in Parish.
I love it. You dialed in. Grayson's is good. That fish taco we had there was amazing.
And their fries.
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking I wasn't going to eat the fries and I couldn't stop. They were delish.
They were delicious. That is absolutely true. I love it. That's good. All right. Them Robinson has a question too. He says, how's the job market in Tampa area? I'm a truck driver and worried about finding work. Well, I can't speak to trucking specifically, but Tampa is like the number 4 economy for jobs in the country. So I'd say we're doing pretty well in terms of that. So definitely do your diligence is what I tell everybody. Just because one specific sector of employment is doing really well doesn't mean they all are. So that's something I would just, make sure that, again, be focused on what makes the most sense for you guys. It's easy to throw around stats like that, but it could really not be aligned for you. And we want to make sure that we put you guys in the best possible position. So I would say check out the sounding boards. Facebook groups are a great place to go nose around. People will point you in great directions and help you better understand the lay of the land as well. We can only do so much in an hour, but happy to share that with you, man. And good luck on that search. I hope you find what you're looking for. If you're looking to make that move a reality. Debbie chime.
Oh, good. I'm glad they tried it already.
Love that. And she said they're looking forward to it. So that's good. Awesome. Also, clients love it. This is a community, y'all, that I don't think we focus on that enough. we love the fact that these live streams have turned into more of a community conversation. You know, we do Q&A here. Today's one of the light days. You guys usually come hot and heavy with a lot of questions, and we want to invite those questions if you guys have them. All right. So don't feel hesitant. Don't feel like you have to hold off because we're talking about a topic. We really open up the lines here and go live because we want to give you access. We want to give you the ability to ask those questions in real time. So don't hesitate to do that because that's what we're here for. If it's next Tuesday when we do this live, that's totally fine. But understand that's the intent of this. Yes, we want to share pertinent information, relevant information to our community, but we definitely want to make sure that you guys have access and can, you know, just start to get a handle on what's happening here in the Tampa Bay area. So we appreciate that. All right. What does Brian say, Marcia?
We've been to Grayson's twice. Solid. The brewery next to it is open, but the beer was somewhat lacking. Well, thank you.
Love it. I love it. Brian, I'm a beer snob too, my brother. So you can definitely chat it up about that.
Well, I hope you like good liquid brewing because that's a popular brewery around here. So hopefully you'll get to try it and enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a request, and speaking, and I asked, so we shall deliver because we had a great question being asked. Vinny says, "Can you please show us where the areas on the map you're speaking about? We can't find the parish area." We got you, Vinny. We got you, bro. Good question. I'm over here running wild with this. Okay, let me zoom out really quick so you can get a grasp lay of the land before we go crazy here. All right, Tampa's here in the center. You can see right here. Parish is right here. Okay, and looks like we've got some stuff saved from the last one in there, but I'll zoom in on it for you and just give you a little bit of lay of the land. So here's Parish. You're right next to Ellington and Palmetto. Right off the Manatee River, Fort Hammer Park. We've done videos on this. Vinny, you can go check that out. Beautiful area here. Bradenton's just to the south. Lakewood Ranch is about 25 minutes south there. And you're only 35 minutes to St. Pete Beach and downtown, 30 minutes to downtown St. Pete, roughly. So if we do St. Petersburg, directions from Parish.
Yeah, Paris is a nice centralized hub if you need to go to St. Pete or want to go to Bradenton or Sarasota, and you're still like 50 minutes to Tampa Airport.
Yeah, depending on the time of day. I mean, you can make it. You could literally make it there in 40 if you went super early in the morning. You know, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Stacey.
I was just saying it's a great location. You can be close to the beach. It's still reasonably priced, and they have new construction there. There's a lot of growth going out in Parish, so it'd be a great time.
Yep. Yeah, 24 minutes to downtown Bradenton from Parish, depending on where you are in Parish. I mean, if you're on the east side of Parish, you can literally be there in 15 minutes.
Wow.
You know, it's super convenient in that respect, and it's just off of I-75 there too, Vinny. So this is why this area is really attractive. This is honestly, it's one of the most unique new developments we have in respects to there aren't many places where you can buy new construction that is non-flood, non-evacuation, far enough off the water where you get some protection from potentially, you know, hurricanes or tropical storms, but still be within 30 to 35 minutes of a beach. That's hard to do. You can live in Pinellas County and still have to drive 30 minutes to the beach with all the traffic lights and when the snowbirds are in season, right? That's absolutely true. So like that's something that is unique, and that's why we love the area, and it's got a lot of ways to run. You know, if real estate just stays stable, this is going to end up being a really good investment for a lot of people. I am not your financial advisor. Don't do your thing, but I just, you know, I can only share my perspective and my experience. So hopefully that helps, man. Happy to answer those questions. It's good. That's good. One of our favorite communities. But y'all, it was a great evening. We actually, I have one of the rare Zoom calls at 8:30 tonight with California clients who are considering making a jump to the area here. They're actually flying in tomorrow and coming up they're going to Miami first and they're coming up here. So definitely interested in seeing what they have, but they definitely wanted to meet. I don't take Zoom calls at 8 o'clock at night, but do it tonight.
For special people, right?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. Sometimes you got to make it work, and I'm happy to do it. But that's like, we had 3 people reach out like, "Hey, I'll be in town on Friday." I'm like, guys, you're killing me over here. Like, we got to make it work. And we love, and hear me out, y'all. We love serving. But like, you got to give us more notice than 2 or 3 days, right? Because you're not the only ones doing that. That's the whole thing, right? We want to make sure that you're served well and not rushed, and you really have an opportunity to experience the area for what it is. But man, it was awesome spending time with you guys. I missed you guys last week. I was in Dallas for a conference. I know I've had a lot of missed live streams over the last month because we've had some family things happen as well. But grateful to be back in the saddle with you guys. We will be back here next Tuesday. We are here every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Usually, if y'all got a bunch of great questions, we can go long. We're going to sign off tonight, but just thank you for allowing us to serve you and your families. Thank you for trusting in us. We've had 280 scheduled Zoom calls this year. Holy cow. And my calendar is already full next week. I mean, I can't believe how much YouTube has given us. It's just changed our lives. So we're grateful. The team is very grateful. We just want to say thank you, y'all. And, until next week. And as always, what do we say, y'all?
Go out and live that
Tampa life.
Go live that Tampa life, man. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Have a beautiful evening. God bless y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.